Hello and welcome to another installment of the Zions of Football Fantasy Football League Fantasy Football Podcast. This week brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper, the only fantasy football app made for fans, by fans. This is the show where we take a look into the details and goings on in the league because we all know our commissioner won't. I'm here with my co-host as usual, Mr. RJ Wagner. RJ, how are you doing? Still alive?
Ted, this is probably something you said throughout the season just about yourself, but I don't know how the hell I pulled this one off. I don't want to get into it too early, but I'll just say I'm grateful for making it this far, excited to see what's left of my team to perform, and hopefully get a chance at winning another championship, like all the people rest in the playoffs have done.
And the people in the last place game, too.
Mm-hmm.
Only people with nothing left to play. Well, we've got two special guests today, rounding out the playoff picture. We've got Mr. Beaver Muncher, and we've got Mr. Statman Kyle. How you doing, gentlemen?
Yeah. Hey, boys.
And you got the matchups on the side. Me and Trevor below me.
Yeah.
You and Kyle.
Survive in advance. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
One of us four will be crowned champ.
How many do you guys have?
I have 3.
2?
I think I have 2. Either 2 or 3.
I think it's me, Teddy, and Chase have 3.
Yeah, me and RJ have 2.
Yeah, you 2 have 2, and then Monty 1.
Yeah.
3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, this is year 15.
Wow, so 66% of champions.
Wait, but you didn't say Kevin in that. How many does he have?
0.
Bingo. And Jack/Marco.
0. Maybe it'll be year 16 for them to get the first.
Mm-hmm.
Not this year, though.
Nope.
Speaking of which, let's get into those playoffs round 1 recaps. Let's start off with one that made everyone feel happy. Kyle, you beat Kevin 154-148. Huge heavyweight battle. Nuclear performances all around. Came down to London versus Bowers Monday night, though. But you held on. You had Daniels, Gibbs, Cook, and the Chiefs D giving you 100 points by themselves. Kevin had Josh Allen and Amon-Ra combining for 75, but it wasn't enough because Saquon had a dud, Kittle had a dud, just wasn't enough. We've got enough people here. RJ, if you want to say a little something, but then Kyle, get into the real nitty-gritty of your win.
Yeah, just real quick. We can bitch and say, oh, Kevin should have made it to the semis with how many points he scored. But this is why I needed the 3 seed. If I didn't beat Kyle, I wouldn't be in this position. So I deserved it because I was ahead of him in the rankings. I got the 3 seed. I got to play Jack, the only team I would have beat. But this matchup, 2 powerhouses. We've said it the whole second half of the season. Kyle's team, when healthy, is absolute powerhouse from top to bottom, even with the depth. Now adding Jahmyr Gibbs without David Montgomery, he is RB1, and if for the next 2 weeks, no question in my opinion. And if, say, David Montgomery were to get hit by an 18-wheeler, Jahmyr Gibbs would be the number 1 pick in the draft next year, and I don't think it's close. And people can argue Jamar Chase, who's also on Kyle's team, or, I don't know, maybe Ladd McConkey, who's also on Kyle's team. But Jahmyr Gibbs, the consistency is insane. Might lose Charbonnet with Kenneth Walker back, possibly. Like I said, Ladd, JSN, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Swift, all on his bench for Kyle. When doing research for this, like looking at the matchup, I thought it was actually crazy that he scored 148, but it was really just Josh Allen, 45, Amon-Ra, 30, Dowdle, 15, London, 13, down weeks from a bunch of guys. Like you said, Ted, Kittle, Pollard as well, and Saquon. All I needed was Saquon to get in the end zone, and he could have got the RB1 to get in the end zone. Would have got the win for him, but down to the consolation for him.
Yeah, you touched on a lot of what I was going to say, but I mean, it just, first of all, thank God you beat me because that made for such dramatic Monday. Like, because I would have been playing Jack, would have blown him out. And then Kevin would have blown you out.
Yeah.
And so it made for such
games.
a fun Monday night. As I said, I was very stressed out because, like, I can't believe Brock Bowers didn't have a target in the entire second half, and London scored in the first. I think it was the second drive. Like, the Champion Circle group chat was panicked a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it was.
I'm glad we could pull it out. RJ, you and I have talked about all year how if Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery were one person, they would be unstoppable, and we're about to find out how unstoppable that one person can be. Because holy shit, when I saw David Montgomery tore his MCL, I was like, oh my god, Jahmyr Gibbs might put up 50 points these next 2 weeks.
he might get a million. He might get a million.
So yeah, excited. Get to the semis. It'll be fun as we look forward here. We can talk about it in a little bit, but we could really flip whoever won and lost last year to this year, which I don't think has ever happened. And the entire last place game could hypothetically be the championship. So exciting stuff. Had survived in advance. On to the semis.
Trev, anything real short to add?
Indeed. Very exciting first week of the playoffs with this matchup as well as the other one. Kyle, as you alluded to, the Champion Circle group chat was really popping off. Real big Monday night for the group chat there. Real excited about the outcomes. No new champion. But, coming down to Monday Night Football – in this game as well as the other one, as you kind of talked about, Bowers wasn't doing much and London getting that early touchdown. But the Falcons just couldn't get the passing game going. And because of it, it has now resulted in Kirk Cousins benched for Michael Penix.
So you picked him up.
I don't believe any of us have any Falcons offensive players, so it shouldn't matter too much.
I wonder if Penix started last game, if that, like, we'll see how much he connects with London, if that would have really just changed everything.
Yeah, he comes out next week and just starts throwing darts to London. London gets up like 40. But, Kevin had Josh Allen and Amon-Ra with half of his points. And a little fun fact here, in that Lions and Bills game in the 4 o'clock slate in this matchup, 131 points from this matchup came from that game between Josh Allen, Amon-Ra, Gibbs, James Cook. So that was a massive game for this matchup. It seemed like every 5 minutes there was a huge touchdown for one of your two players. Poor Saquon was a beast all year for Kevin. And then when he needed it in the quarterfinals, only 8 points. And it was on the odd numbered week where Saquon's been going off. So that's tough. Played that tough Steelers defense. I'm sure Saquon will be going crazy here in the next few weeks because he needs to get to that 2,000 rushing yards. But Kyle, just a solid week from everybody except for Bowers. The team just keeps on rolling, looking amazing. The thing about Kyle's team, I think, is that it doesn't just rely on like 1, 2, 3 guys to go off.
Yeah.
It's just like every position, running back 2, wide receiver 2, flex, is so capable of just having a decent week and putting up 20 points. So all you need is just those solid performances and a couple guys to go off, and you're putting up 150, 160. So, but yeah, like we said, Gibbs, we'll see how he's probably going to be going crazy now. We'll see how he does that with just him being in the backfield. But great matchup, very exciting Monday. So,
yeah, two things I forgot to say. One, as far back as I can find, I think this is the first matchup ever that two teams combined for over 300 points.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, because like
wait, what about me? Not me and you last week? Did we not?
No. We combined for 295. Yeah. So that's Kevin crazy. And I combined for 300, which it makes it even funnier that Kevin lost because, I mean, come on. And then the other thing I had was last week against you, I was the first team to score 9 touchdowns and lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I scored 9 touchdowns again, and I almost lost. So I would have been this. It would have been the second time it had happened in back-to-back weeks.
To the same person.
Well, Kevin this week, and that.
Yeah, I meant.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To me, yeah. So that would have been nuts. And it would have been fitting for how things have gone this year.
Yeah.
Putting up points and losing. So yeah, Teddy and I need to trade fantasy defenses maybe.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Kevin's got to be just kicking himself. I mean, Jack can at least be like, well, I didn't even score 100. I didn't deserve to win. But Kevin scored that many points. Clearly having the best team he's probably ever had and having the best draft he's ever had. And
oh, yeah.
Couldn't get past the quarterfinals. Yep. I know the sports book saw him as a favorite early in the season. I know some sports book bets were all over him this year. So tough. Year 16 will be chasing one.
Yep. Yep. He rode Saquon all year and he let him down.
Yep.
Taking a look at our next matchup, keep this rolling. RJ, you beat Jack in another shootout, 95-93. We all thought Jack was dead. He had duds from Purdy with 4 and Cup with 0. Thought he was hopeless, but Mike Evans with 32 brought him back. Jonathan Taylor really screwed him. But RJ, you scraped by. You really had pedestrian performances all around, really. David Montgomery with 5, rest in peace. Mixon with 8, Garendo with 10. Joe Burrow being the most with 22. But you hung on, you won, and what do winners do? They win. Well, what do you have to say about how you came out on top?
Yeah, I guess I'll just get started with my thoughts from Thursday night. I won't say I thought I had it in the bag, but Jack couldn't have gotten a worse start with Purdy and Cup getting a combined 3 points. I say I didn't think I had it in the bag because, Teddy, we've talked about it before. I'm pretty sure me, you, and Kyle have all lost with 40-plus performances from a quarterback. Mm-hmm. So obviously I knew anything could have happened. And then came the attempt of reverse jinxes, the Twitter tweeting a tombstone of Jack's fantasy championship being dead after Thursday reverse jinx. I received a text from a fellow league member of Jack saying after Thursday he wasn't happy because he just lost his $250 buy-in. Trevor saying he didn't give Jack much of a chance anyway. I fought off. You said that. I fought off.
Say that.
What?
When did I say that?
In the text. Patrick. You can look back. I fought off so many reverse jinxes, all the injuries, CMC, David Montgomery, without Mixon for a while, without Kenneth Walker. Don't forget, Godwin was wide receiver 1 when he died. This squad has overcome so much to get to this point, and now I have to overcome all these reverse jinxes from people. But anyways, Sunday happened, and looking at the projections going into Monday night, I didn't say anything, but I honestly thought Jack was going to win. Like, I didn't think they added up, like, exactly right. And then it hit halftime, and I think he needed 6-ish points at halftime of the first game. And at that point, I stopped watching because I just thought it was inevitable, and I started going through all the stages of grief at that point. And by the time I got to acceptance, which I think is the last stage of grief, I get a text from Trevor telling me that I should really turn the game back on. And he started reversing my stages of grief because I started getting excited again that I actually had a chance. And then I saw that Jack took the lead, and then it was 4th and 15 or 4th and whatever. Caleb Williams scored a touchdown that ultimately didn't matter to get him -2 points or something, and I won. And yeah, so here I am. I don't know. That was wild. Hopefully I can continue the Teddy regular season luck into the postseason. Continue. That's it.
Kyle, you got anything to say watching that? Putting up huge numbers and watching these two little itty bitty teams straight by?
No, because RJ beat me last week in a shootout, so you have one down week. It's all right. Jack was easily the 6th seed in the playoffs, so like we said earlier, I think Jack was just lucky to be here to begin with, and then Jack was not going to win the championship. Like this wasn't just like, oh no, I had a bad week, but I really could have won. Like that, it was never going to happen. The last 4 weeks, you could have ruled him out.
Yeah,
he could have clinched a playoff spot in week 10 or 11, and he just could not win another game.
Taylor.
Yeah. It's also so funny that he didn't even have to score. If he just didn't fumble, Jack would have won.
Yeah. He could have ran.
It was less than 2. Yeah, if he just stepped or broke his leg at the 1, Jack would have won.
or if an O lineman recovered it before it went out of bounds.
Yeah. Or if it bounced and went out of bounds before the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if he was shot in the head as he crossed the point. Yeah, also worth noting that I don't know if this was talked about too much, but Chase and Monty both would have beat you. And Trevor, you scored I had to double check because I didn't realize Monty had 161, but you scored 165. How did that feel watching those two teams? Well, you just had a monster week for no reason.
Yeah, no reason. I mean, it's good confidence going into the semifinals, but at the same time, I was watching my touchdowns come in, just thinking don't waste it this week.
I hate when that happens.
I would have almost,
you're just wasting it.
I would have almost rather a bunch of my players get just a bunch of yards and good volume and not score and just wait for those touchdowns for next week. But you're right. It is good confidence, I guess, being a high scorer, but who knows what will happen week to week. But yeah, Monty's team was going off. Maybe making Chase a little nervous for week 18 or week 17. But yeah, this was a crazy game. It was like you said, right when Jack took the lead, it was when Caleb Williams, I think it was the Vikings maybe got a sack and Bijan had a 15-yard run simultaneously to give Jack the lead. And right after, Caleb Williams had that touchdown. But yeah, Jack's poor start on Thursday, I thought it was over. But then the 1:00 games were interesting because I think Jack just had his kicker. And then RJ, that's all your players in the 1:00 games weren't doing anything. So it was really the best 1:00 games Jack could have hoped for, but still the projections were huge. It didn't seem like he could really come back. And then the 4 o'clocks were nuts with Mike Evans going crazy, David Montgomery getting hurt. Obviously that Jonathan Taylor fumble. I was so confused because I had the Colts game on mute. And I saw them break out for a huge run and score. And I was like, oh, he got a touchdown there. And then I saw Mike Evans score. And then I saw the Colts game and it was the same score. So I didn't even realize they called that fumble. I was that's when I said in the group, I was like, what is going on? But yeah, Caleb Williams, 4th down, crazy, got RJ the win. RJ, I mean, really a bad week for everyone except for Jonnu. But I mean, Puka and Sutton did okay. Burrow having 20 is pretty low for him. But yeah, hurts to lose this one for Jack, only by 2 with that JT incident. Watch out, JT. Jack might be coming for you. So, and especially with Kupp getting a big fat 0, could have just gotten 2 points from Kupp and been enough. But
I can't believe this was a game. It was the lowest scoring shootout, I guess you could call it, of all time. Such a roller coaster of a game. But
especially this late in the year, because early on, you after weeks 1 and 2, I feel after we draft, you don't really know what you're going to get from guys. But usually at this point, I feel like most teams are scoring, at least in the playoffs, 110 at the worst.
Let's not talk crazy. That's pretty high numbers.
Well, Ted, this is another point. I was going to say you got 136, and I don't even think you set your lineup. I think you proved that you deserved your number 1 seed. Well, I won't go that far. You deserve to be in the playoffs. You deserve to be in the playoffs.
Oh, thank you. I think you're just trying to butter me up, trying some like side reverse jinx. It's a bold strategy, starting early.
I've said that the last few weeks on the pod.
Ooh, I do have two. I do have two fun facts. Or no, I think I blew my load.
Rush share.
One fun fact. No, all the teams in the playoff lineup, at least checking the results right now, everyone started their optimal lineup. So even
there's no way I did, because all my bench players did better than my starters. I think
both your receivers on your bench did well. I remember seeing.
Yeah, it has to be a glitch.
I'll blame the recap because it's saying
I saw that.
It's saying actual points equals optimal lineups. So
yeah.
I didn't either because Ladd had more points than Jamar.
Excuse my
I'm pretty sure
chromosome edition.
I'm pretty sure maybe Kevin did, but I know Jack did. Like Jack's bench had no more than 4 points from each player, I'm pretty sure. Like DK, Debo, no one did anything.
I'm starting to really question.
Well, I guess Cooper Kupp for Cooper Kupp and his core and Purdy. So
yeah, he had Ramondre get 9, and then he had 2 quarterbacks do like 10 and 19, but then everybody else got 4.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really question the integrity of the NFL.com auto-generated recap.
Switch to sleeper.
God, switch to sleeper. Or maybe, Trevor, you do the points by hand?
There's no way that you guys would trust me to do that. Yeah, sure. I'll do points by hand.
I'd trust a monkey.
Trevor, your players didn't get any touchdowns. How do you have 200 points?
Well, no, but yeah, just do it in your notes app, and then I would trust it. I trust the numbers in your notes app. So I guess we can keep rolling. RJ, did you have any fun facts?
No fun facts.
No fun facts.
No rush shares.
Don't want to give away any of the stats going in this far. Give anyone any help them with their lineup decisions.
We did have two polls.
Lineup's pretty much set.
The Binky came to life at 10:30 in the. It's been like 7 or 8 weeks since we had a poll, but Monty was asking who would win each matchup. And it looks like everyone picked the right one. 6 people picked Kyle to win. 5 people picked RJ to win. I think it was pretty set at that point, but a little late for the poll.
It also expired. Like the poll expired yesterday. So I did change my vote to myself after once I saw it was about to expire.
I also changed it to you after that Bears touchdown. I had Jack originally, but after that 4th down touchdown, I changed it to RJ.
Whew.
But how about the poll master coming through?
Poll master going down. And if you don't,
someone did have to ask. Where are the polls?
So we've got a real quick commercial break right before the matchups. So we'll be right back.
New Yuki Crossroad. Handle anything.
Well, I don't know if they'll be able to handle this. They have no idea, but my gambling's gotten to the point where we can barely afford this car. I feel so alone. But I know there's help.
Welcome back. I want to say thank you to our sponsor, the Yuki crossover SUV. It was a good thing. Hopefully you can afford it with your family. And just know that you are alone. So getting into these matchups, Trevor just left. So I guess
we have a quick ad. Ad read.
Excuse me.
As we begin the preview of semifinals week of the 2024 ZFFFL playoffs, I must remind you of our great sponsorship over at our ZFFFL ASICS Sportsbook, ASICS Footwear. Remind you, I get these from – never mind. It's semifinals week in fantasy football, and the stakes are high. The only thing more exhilarating than a shot at the title, the ASICS Glide Ride 3. Well, that and a fiery little redhead with a perky little ass. But let's focus on the shoe. The Glide Ride 3 isn't just a shoe, it's a journey. Slide in and feel the snug embrace that holds you close. Every step rolls you forward, building tension, keeping you on the edge, so close to exploding with energy, but holding you right there, teasing you with every single stride. It's not just about speed. It's about the buildup, the way it grips, the way it moves, the way it drives you to push harder. You'll feel the heat rise, the pressure mount until you can't hold back anymore. ASICS Glide Ride 3. Lace up, lean in, and let it take you all the way. ASICS, a sound mind is a sound body.
What was that first, or maybe like the first two sentences?
What?
Just recap like the first like two sentences.
Yeah, no, it's semifinals week in fantasy football. Stakes are high. The only thing more exhilarating than a shot at the title, the ASICS Glide Ride 3.
Then what was like the bit about like a red shoe?
Nope, don't know
I
what
thought
you're talking
ASICS colors were like okay. Just thought I heard something.
about. Nope.
Must not have been fully invested. So let's get into these matchups. We'll start with the first one. I'm calling this the Dell Children's Hospital Be Careful What You Wish For matchup. This is Kyle versus me. I think Kyle really he didn't want Trevor, he wanted me, but you got to be careful what you wish for. And me, on the other hand, I helped out Kyle Monday night.
When did I say I wanted you and not Trevor?
It was pretty obvious.
I never said that.
He wanted Trevor, not you. He's calling you out, Trev.
He is. I actually.
What if I'm calling RJ out? Never know.
Oh, Kyle wants all of us. Beat all of us.
New playoff format. Kyle has to beat all of us to advance.
Kyle wants us to combine all three of our teams because he thinks his.
Oh, Kyle gave a thumbs up. He wants it.
I did? Oh.
Must be on the phone.
Yeah, it has to be.
But just looking at this matchup, Kyle, your team is looking scary. Gibbs with full reign on the Detroit backfield, that's scary. I'm hoping that Jared Goff, as quarterback, can kind of pull that back. Hopefully they'll be doing a lot of dink and dunks. But otherwise, Cook, Gibbs, and Jamar Chase, I think those are going to be your guys that just pull the sleigh that take you into the championship. And me, on the other hand, I've got some good players versus some bad matchups. Derrick Henry against Pittsburgh. Alvin Kamara is dead, actually. I heard he just had CPR, and he has been given mouth-to-mouth, and his heart is just not beating at the moment. Just tough matchups all around for me. But I think I just need my players to, really defy gravity and rise above. They can't just be dancing through life this whole time. So I just need I need a big victory, Like if I had like a little wand, it would be the Wizard and I, and we'd get through this, but I just don't have that. But RJ, what's the sportsbook say about this one?
Wait, is Alvin Kamara actually dead? Is he out?
He's questionable.
I was just reading his thing. It says that he has an adductor injury.
Adductor. Isn't that his hips?
Trev?
Yeah.
Help me out.
The old groin.
Okay.
What timetable are you looking at with adductor injury?
You never want to have those soft tissue injuries coming into the playoffs, but I don't know. I saw he's questionable. I think first day they play on Sunday, right? First day of practice.
They're on Monday.
Oh, wow. So first day of practice probably won't be till tomorrow, maybe. So might not know for a bit.
All right. Well, I was going to say no Sunday night guys in this matchup, but one thing to look out for is Saints running backs on Monday night in the semifinals. We've seen crazy things happen with Mark Ingram. I forget who I had. It might have been Mark Ingram or Alvin Kamara a few years back when I won the championship. But that would be huge if he plays.
It was Kamara because I remember he scored like 5 touchdowns or 6 touchdowns on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Wait, I forgot about the Saints running back things on Monday night semifinals. Do the
Yeah.
Saints just always play on Monday
Yeah,
night?
that's what
Semifinals?
when I was doing like the research for this, I was like, again? Like, is this like a set thing?
Didn't you have like Hightower or something?
Oh no, it's Tim Hightower. Yeah, because it was the pitching.
The
It was
pitch.
they were pitching it, and he ran the ball 8 yards after a pitch and went down.
Got tackled.
And I needed those 0.8. Yeah, it was wild. But yeah,
beat
that
Chase, I think, right?
Yeah, you have Alvin Kamara if he plays, and Josh Jacobs Monday night for you, Ted, and no primetime guys for you, Kyle. Ted, like you mentioned, literally tough matchups everywhere except Josh Jacobs. Goff facing the best defense against quarterbacks. Derrick Henry, top 10. Defense against the run. Tyreek, top 4. McLaurin, top defense. Kelsey, 4th best. Justin Tucker, top defense against kickers. Crazy bad matchups. Makes you really wish you had Baker Mayfield as your quarterback facing a bottom 3 defense against the quarterback. Now for Kyle, best matchups out of the 4 teams in the semis for sure. Jaden faces a tough D in Philly. But besides that, Gibbs might go for $1 million, like I said, without David Montgomery and a bottom 4 rush defense. Jamar, Bowers, JSN, Jake Bates, all plus matchups. Wonder if things change possibly for the starting lineup if Kenneth Walker is still out. Not sure. But regardless, it just doesn't seem like Kyle's team needs it. Sportsbook is riding with the hot hand by a lot. Kyle, -9.5.
Wow. Kyle, what you think about that one? Then Trevor can give his pick.
Jaden Daniels on my team is the only matchup I hate, and you have Terry. But on the flip side, you have Goff. I have Jahmyr Gibbs, so those will be quite a bit offsetting, or at least probably correlate on if either they both do good or they both do bad. I have Green, like RJ said, in the matchups from both running backs, both wide receivers, tight end, flex, and kicker and defense. Literally the only one that is red is Jaden Daniels. Kamara, I mean, that gets a little dicey. I don't know. I hate that we have to watch the Monday night games again. God damn it. That sucks. I hate it.
And you have Kamara and Josh Jacobs to worry about.
Yeah, because I'm going to be winning, but it's just a matter of, like, is it enough?
How much? And then, like, Josh Jacobs will score the first touchdown of the game. Kamara will get a 20-yard touchdown grab.
Josh Jacobs is going to get, like, I mean, what's he got in the last? He's probably, I think he's gotten over 20.
He's been insane.
Yeah. He's gone 21, 28, 20, 25, 20 since the bye.
That's gross.
So that sucks. I don't know. I mean, everything tells me that I should win this game and cover, but I'm playing Teddy. So who knows? Trev, am I supposed to pick?
Yeah, get a pick out there.
I'll take Ted plus 9.5.
Wow.
I like it. So I'm calling this one Teddy versus Kyle. The Lucky Charms is luck on our side matchup because Teddy has had all the luck this year and Kyle has had none of it. Teddy, as I said in my breakdowns, what you could call the luckiest team this year, and Kyle the unluckiest. But his team is looking great. Teddy, obviously, the big 2 question marks of injuries with Kamara, and will Pickens play? Will Pickens be in that starting lineup? No Thursdays right now, and Ted with those 2 running backs potentially Monday night. Obviously, we talked about the matchups. Kyle has a bunch of good matchups. Teddy does not have many, but who knows where that luck will go. I was hoping that the sportsbook would have a lower spread on this one because I think that Kyle has a better team, better matchups to win, but you never know with Teddy's luck if he can cover that spread or even win the game.
No
but
such thing as luck in fantasy football.
Who said? But I think in this one, I think Teddy's luck has run out. I'm going to go Kyle minus 9.5.
No, I think that's
Matchups
probably
are enough to do it for me.
I think that's probably fair.
I should win this game by 50.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. It's just not going to happen. I know for a fact we're going to have to watch every second of the entire Monday night game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things should happen. You know, my uncle should have came home back in 2001, but he had to go to work. But let's keep rolling.
2001, did he work in New York?
Yeah, he was living there.
Oh, jeez.
Let's keep rolling. This has been called the Ben Munchin Beaver Mint. It's mint to be matchup. This is a good one because I believe RJ, you beat Trevor twice in the regular season, and Trevor has something to prove. But on the other hand, Trevor is red hot, and you're kind of a little cold. RJ, you need a huge comeback from Burrow, and also you need your running backs to get together. Mixon, Kenneth Walker, who knows if they'll be healthy, but also you need some big numbers from Puka. T. Higgins' stat could be really good for you if that pays off. And then Trevor, I really don't think you should be worrying. Holy crap, is your team good? Lamar, he's got 40 easy points for you. Justin Jefferson, he's back. He'll get you 30. Garrett Wilson with the Jets, they're rolling. I think you're good. Chase, I think you'll be doing great. You got nothing to worry about. RJ, what's the sportsbook think about this one?
Yeah, Ted, you mentioned it. 2-0 against Trev this year, 2 of his 4 losses. Looks like we get started Thursday night with Cortland Sutton on my squad. Don't see any Monday night guys, which is solid, and only one Sunday primetime guy in Brandon Aubrey, who I know I've bashed sort of this back half, but he's really coming back to where he was at the start of the year these last 4 weeks, as he's averaged 10.25, so back over that double-digit hump, because there for a while he was a single-digit guy. Matchup-wise, both of us kind of look pretty bad. For me, running backs look god-awful. Mixon facing the toughest run defense in KC and an injury, apparently. Kenneth Walker, if he plays, because he also has an injury, facing a third-best run defense in Minnesota. Puka facing a top 5 pass defense, and so does Jonnu Smith. On the other hand, T. Higgins plus matchup. For Trev, Lamar, tough matchup against Pittsburgh. And I want to say, last time I faced you, was he not? Did he face Pittsburgh?
He sure was.
And he was not. He didn't play up to his standards, I'm pretty sure.
Lowest point total of the season.
Yep. And Chase Brown against Cleveland. I think Chase Brown has caught a pass from Joe Burrow. I feel like 3 out of the last 4 weeks. So hopefully Joe Burrow finds T. Higgins and stops throwing to Chase Brown. Plus matchup for McBride. I'm not sure if you saw Kyler Murray's tweet. He actually said that he will get McBride in the end zone. So not only for this matchup, that's huge, since he hasn't gotten in the end zone yet. That's something to look out for in the sports books when that becomes available. But I understand where their sports book is coming from here, but I believe it's might be a little high. I don't know. Trev, -8.5.
Ooh.
Wow. The projections have it at 0.3. And
how is that possible? I haven't beaten you in 1,000 days.
Oh, man.
Sportsbook knows who's red hot. They don't care about.
Before you get into it, I also want to point out you've got Kendre Miller, the backup running back for the Saints, on your bench.
Oh shit.
So if you want to bring some extra, if you want to, burn some incense, I think maybe you should toss him in instead of Jawan Jennings. But Trev,
running back,
how are you feeling about that 8.5 point spread?
Well, I'm calling this one the Viagra help me get it up matchup, because RJ, as I just mentioned, has beaten me for 3 years in a row. I can't beat RJ, so I need a little extra something, a little blue pill to help me get over the hump there. But like we said, not many good matchups. I think
I have some. still from the party a few years ago that might be expired. But
Well, we could do a little trade. You send me over some of that, and then I'll send you over some mints.
perfect.
So, let me get that last batch of mints out there. But yeah, I didn't really want to play RJ because I can't beat him. But
Here, start of the reverse jinxes. He can't beat.
well, Teddy's over there already trying to reverse jinx me, saying Lamar is going to put up an easy 40 when he's playing the Steelers defense and got 15 the last time. He's saying that the Jets are rolling. So,
Hey, I only watched the last 3 minutes of that game.
there's already reverse jinxes going around. But not good matchups for me, except I think Trey McBride has a good one, but not many for either of us. Like I said, Lamar facing the Steelers D, who gives him a tough time. But I did see TJ Watt got hurt. I don't know if he's playing or not, but hopefully if he doesn't, that'll give Lamar a better chance. But I also have like 4 defenses on my team right now, so who knows which one I'm going to start. I don't.
Is that why when I was looking, I couldn't find any? There were like 10 options to pick up
Probably.
defense.
I saw
I think Kevin has
RJ
like
has
3 or 4 too.
I
RJ
have
has
4
4
now.
too.
I mean, I dropped David Montgomery. I didn't know what to pick up, so I just picked up a defense.
Kevin literally just
Oh,
picked
man.
up the oh wait, no, Kevin dropped the Commanders defense, Kyle. If you
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I've been stacking up on them the past few weeks. Not
Yeah,
knowing
I
who
couldn't even scroll. Like it was
Ugh.
literally they all fit on one page.
I might even pick up a 5th one before we get started tomorrow, but who knows? So I don't know what I'm going to do at defense yet. Right now I have the Colts in there, but I don't know if that's a good option, even if they are playing the worst offensive team.
I saw that you had the Broncos in there because they're also Thursday night. I had to change my notes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Broncos are number 1 defense right now, but I don't know what I'm going to do with defense. Brandon Aubrey, as you said, is the only player after the 4:00 games. He's one of the captains of the Beaver Munchers, so we've rode with him all year, even through his struggles. So hopefully if it comes down to a close game Sunday night, he can get me a victory. But, yeah, you got Sutton on Thursday. I think it could come down to the Bengals, how they spread the ball around. If he's throwing touchdowns to T. Higgins, or if Chase Brown's getting rushing touchdowns, or Joe Burrow's throwing touchdowns to Chase Brown. So that should be something to watch out for. But based on the history of the last 3 years, what'd you say the spread was? 8.5?
18.5.
18.5.
8.5.
No, I'm going to have to go with RJ plus 8.5. I don't think history shows that I can beat you very well. So maybe it'll take a little playoff luck on my side, but I think the safe bet from history would be you plus 8.5. Should be a good matchup.
Kyle, who you feeling there?
Yeah, I think this will be close. Pittsburgh is Lamar's kryptonite, not just this year, but like I think his whole career he's been awful against the Steelers. So that's a little scary. JJ in Seattle, could it be wet? Weather issue maybe makes it tough to catch the ball. I don't know. I don't know if Kenneth Walker is going to play, and if he doesn't, I don't really know who else you're going to put at perspective.
I drafted my first 4 out of my first 5 picks were all running backs, and now they are all hurt.
Yeah, the other one was Puka, who also missed like 5 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who is P. Taylor? Patrick Taylor? Who the hell is that?
The backup of the Niners.
Wait, not the backup. He's the 5th string?
He's the 5th string. Wow. You got CMC,
Jordan Mason.
Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell, and then
Jordan Mason, Garendo.
And then Patrick Taylor.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think all in all, I think Trevor should win just based on what the matchup. Just going line by line, if I had to pick better. I think Trevor's got the edge, but 8.5's a lot, so I will take RJ with the points.
Ooh.
And lucky for you guys is that you don't have to wait till Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice.
I'm just glad I'll be able to keep the dream alive.
One more day.
Yeah, one more day. You know, since it's really Kyle's already.
Something I was really hoping was not going to come up if Jack did beat you, RJ, is that on my notes and like our postseason, like what we talked about for the next year, back in like the 2023 notes, I have that like reseeding in the playoffs. But like no one seemed like, I don't remember talking about it, and I don't have like a yes or no, but so I didn't know what we decided on, and everyone would seem to think that we weren't doing that. So it was just, but maybe it's something to talk about again, but because I feel like we voted yes to do that, but I can't preset that in NFL.com, and then everyone forgets about it after we talk about it. And so like it would just be something I have to do manually. And so I was like, I hope this doesn't happen where I have to reseed it. But
yeah, I don't think if Jack beat me and then you reseeded, I would have been like, what the hell? Like I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I would have assumed it all stayed the same.
Because someone had brought that up about it and was like, no, it doesn't reseed. But I had in my notes that it does. But, so I was like, oh god,
You didn't know.
But if Jack wins, I want to play Jack, so I'm not going to say. Because then Jack would have technically been playing Teddy, but I don't know. We can talk about it in the postseason party, but it'd probably be easier just to stay with how it is, not reseed it, because then everyone will forget about it until I can manually do it. But
well, that's the semifinals preview. I just want to say how good it feels to still be playing meaningful, you know, having a matchup in fantasy. Even this past.
It does make me sad. I was thinking about it in my grieving process. Like I wanted to win because I wanted one more like week of fantasy football. There are only 2 more weeks. Like if I lost, like I don't get to play this week, and Kevin and Jack have to wait for the last week. Like regardless, it's bittersweet. There are only 2 more weeks of this thing. Isn't it crazy? I thought we just drafted.
I feel that way too. I feel like this season has flown by. There's only in 13 days, 12 days, the fantasy football season is going to be over.
Sad stuff.
Don't forget about the playoff challenge.
Playoff challenge.
Right.
Didn't they go away with that last year? Like NFL.com?
Actually, yeah, they did.
I bet Sleeper's got one.
Playoff challenge.
Probably does.
Be our transition into Sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
But in about this time on Tuesday, or about 5 days, 2 of us are going to be real happy and 2 of us are going to be real sad.
Mm-hmm.
We're all feeling good right now.
Yep. We might be running back the same pod next week with the 4 of us again if Trevor and I win.
Yeah.
Confidence. Wow.
Never know.
Wow.
Or there could be no guest at all.
Ooh. Or we'll have Monty and Jason.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Me and Kyle will have a 6-man pod.
Yep.
Let's get the whole league on the pod.
Except for the 4th
Jack and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jack wouldn't even come on.
Big 5th place game.
Yeah, Kevin's trying to get some side bet action going.
Saw that. At least he has Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
For that week.
Did you make that meme with Baker, Trev?
Yeah.
That was great. that made me laugh so hard.
For the champion circle eyes only.
Yep.
So unless anyone has anything else to say,
good.
I think that'll be it for the podcast. I want to say good luck to everyone here. Some of us need it. Others really don't. But other than that,
good luck, fellas.
Yep.
See you in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about that while we're still on the pod?
Oh, yeah.
Well, what is there to talk about? Are we going back to Vegas, or what are we doing?
I don't know.
I think
We
we
need
should
a
do a poll.
I think we need a new poll now that we're getting closer.
We need a new poll.
I think
What are the options going to be? And is that weekend the dead set weekend? I guess those are the two questions I have. Vegas, and if we do Vegas, is it for sure? Are we for sure thinking Airbnb over?
I think that would be a better plan. Just how I said before we started recording, that if we did do Vegas, that way we're not in just like a hotel room for the party and stuff, then we can actually just
I would
hang.
agree.
But I think, I mean, I know you've been looking at Airbnbs and Kevin or whoever. I think we should just get it to a point where we have 4 or 5 options of Airbnbs and locations, and then just vote on it, whatever. So, but that first weekend of February, that works probably best for me. I don't know if everyone said they could do that weekend or not, but
I can't remember. Is Vegas warm enough that weekend? Like, could we swim?
50s.
Isn't it kind of chilly?
Yeah, it's like 50s, 60s, I feel like.
I don't really remember.
yeah, I feel like last year we went to that stadium swim and like we had like our clothes on, like it was like cold.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, what
But
week was that?
That was after
That was the first week of
the
January, wasn't it?
So that was when we did it a few years back, and we were in the pool, and that was January because that was when we all went and watched Week 18 games when the Raiders and Chargers played on that Monday night game, and we were in the pool that weekend in January. But last year we were just hanging out on the deck, and it was kind of chilly. But I don't know.
And what week was that? Was that in March or February?
Late February, I think, because it was after the Super Bowl and Chase was there.
I think if we want it, now that
I like this cruise idea.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I don't necessarily hate it.
Ocean view, 234 person.
No problem.
How many nights?
4 nights.
4 nights.
Is it to other countries?
Can you not go to the Bahamas, Trevor?
No, I can't. I just feel like not everyone would have their passport.
You can get a rush passport in 2 weeks.
I feel like that takes a while. I don't know. I have a passport.
I don't.
I think I do. Pretty sure.
We'll figure it out.
We'll need to. Maybe next pod we'll have maybe we'll have a Twitch stream debate.
Or maybe we need to set up a Zoom call with the league and us discuss. I think we did that in the past, didn't we?
That sounds right.
We all got on a Zoom call one time.
That was for like the preseason chat, wasn't it? Who knows? Who knows?
I'm not opposed to Vegas. I'm not.
It's all coming around.
I'm not.
What about Montana?
I like that too. I don't really care.
I don't really either.
Yeah. I say we do Indy. Ted, we're staying at your place.
We can do it. I got a trundle bed. The couch. So why don't we wrap this up?
Sounds good.
Yep.
So as always, I want to say thanks for listening to the Zion Football Fantasy Football League Fantasy Football Podcast. Make sure to get those bets in before the Thursday night game. Be sure to follow us on social on all platforms at ZFFFL Pod, or only on Twitter because of Kevin Sucks at ZFFFL Podcast, ruining our branding. I want to say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and as always,
Fuck you, Trevor.